I took 90 days to find balance in my life, and I captured these moments so hopefully you could be inspired to soul blaze your life. Death is a big subject, but what happens after we die is an even bigger one. I've traveled all over the world and seen how death has been both celebrated and mourned, even revered. I visited the suicide forest in Japan, where people commit suicide with dignity. I've traveled to war-torn Iraq, my father's homeland, where death was always right around the corner. And I spent time in the city of the dead in Cairo. But it wasn't until I experienced the death of loved ones that I started to really soul search. My closest friend was only in her 40s when she passed away from cancer. Then within the next decade, both my parents died. Religion and mysticism offered one set of answers about what happens on the other side. But there's another clue that comes to us by way of people who have had near-death experiences. A near-death experience, also known as an NDE, is a profound out-of-body experience, which often happens to people in the context of a life-threatening event. In this altered state of consciousness, people have profound mystical experiences that seem to offer clues to one of the greatest existential questions of all time. People have been documenting NDEs for centuries. Most recently, Anita Moorjani's story made big headlines. Anita is a remarkable woman who in 2002 was diagnosed with lymphoma. 4 years later, her body was ravaged by cancer and on the brink of death. 30 hours into a coma, doctors were about to pronounce her dead. That's when Anita had an incredible NDE that changed her life forever and brought her powerful insights, not just about death, but about life and the afterlife. She wrote about these insights in her best-selling book, Dying to Be Me. Like many people, I was brought up with the traditional Christian paradigm about heaven and hell. And I wondered what Anita Moorjani's NDE taught her about that paradigm. So we talked about heaven and hell and what it feels like to be a human being having a spiritual experience. So what is it like when we talk about the religious paradigm? You're going to hell or heaven. When you died, was there a hell in heaven? Did you meet God with a beard, this old man? What did you see?
When I died, I realized that God isn't a being, but God is a state of being.
So was there a group of people greeting you, hello, welcome to heaven, or welcome to the afterlife? What was it like? Was it a feeling or was it?
So I saw, felt, knew that I was surrounded by a group of entities, but they loved me. They absolutely
but not in human form. Just
not in human
yes.
form. They were in spirit form.
Okay.
And they loved me. There was no judgment whatsoever. None. Not even an iota.
So if you have a friend or a family member who did kill themselves and you're thinking, oh my God, they're burning in hell, that is not the case.
That is not the case.
Okay.
There was no heaven, no hell. When I say no heaven, no hell, I mean, if I had to label it one or the other, I would call it heaven, because it was beautiful,
Nirvana.
loving,
Yeah.
nirvana. I felt so joyful. I felt so free. All the earthly pressures and everything was just gone. The judgments, the shame I had felt, all of that was gone. I left it all of it gets left behind, because our souls are actually a bigger part of who we are. So what I realized when I was on the other side is that my soul was huge and powerful, much more powerful than this physical body. But I had spent my life thinking that who I was this physical body. And this body was dying, and I felt trapped, and I felt angry, and I felt fearful. But who I actually am is someone much greater than this physical body. All you're seeing when you look at someone is 10% of who they are. There is so much more that is non-physical.